Hello everyone, thank you very much for clicking in for watching the video. Welcome to the free game collection. So I mentioned a couple of weeks ago that I've got a new addition to my family. So sleep in my house is a bit of a privilege at the moment. And getting up at the crack of dawn on a Sunday to go game hunting at a car boot is by no means a given anymore. I am seriously sleep deprived. But this week, about 8 o'clock in the morning, the whole family was awake. And my wife turned around and goes, "Do you fancy going to the car boot? Just to get out of the house, just to go for a walk and get a bit of fresh air, to be honest with you." So this week I have actually managed to go to the car boot because I've missed a few recently, but difference is I usually get there for about 6 in the morning and I'm back home again for 8. This week I got there about 9:30, so it's much later on. So we're going to look at some of the stuff that basically some people may have missed and that we've managed to pick up towards the end of the car boot. I didn't think I'd get anything, to be honest, so I've got no footage to show you because I didn't wear a camera or anything. So like I say, I just went for a walk, but you'd be surprised at some of the stuff I've actually managed to pick up here. So it might be a bit of a quick one this week, but again, some decent stuff. So it might be worth going to the car boots a little later on. Let's see, shall we? So first things first, let's look at two things that aren't really game related, but are going to help us towards the collection. I picked up this Chromecast, the media streaming device. You don't see them too often. They're not as popular as, say, the Amazon sticks, but paid £1 for it. So we'll get a little bit back for that. That'll help us. I think we get about £10 cash, a little bit more on voucher for that. So just sitting at the end of someone's table. So absolutely fantastic. Not sure how that had been missed. Again, pick these up all the time. It's a portable DVD player. This one's just a generic one, so it's quite hard to know exactly what you're going to get back in return because you can't put the model into the CEX app, but should be getting about £8, maybe £10 back for this one. Works absolutely fine. It's got a charger which is just down there. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Paid £2 for this. Just sitting at the end of someone's tarpaulin, nobody giving it any attention. Absolutely fantastic. So they'll help us towards the gaming fund. Now let's look at some gaming stuff. So first thing I picked up was this Xbox One controller. £2 again I paid for this. I can see why this one would be left because the analog sticks cost all the rubber. Rubber's coming off here and it had no back, but it works 100% fine, I'm happy to say. Problem with this is CX won't take it because the rubber's off the analog and I can't replace the analog stick without opening the back, and then they won't take it because I've opened the back. So I've got a simple situation where I either need to refurbish it and put it on Vinted or refurbish it and keep it. Either way, not too bad for £2 for a working Xbox One controller. I can see why no one picked that up, to be honest with you, but works absolutely fine. This next one, so there was a guy, he looked like he just couldn't be asked to get all of his stuff out, to be honest. Everything was just sort of wrapped up in little tiny plastic bags. So I had a little rummage through and I did find a bag that had some stuff in, so I paid £3 for these, and it's a bunch of Switch controllers. So got this first one, which is where you put the Joy-Cons in there, don't you, and you play it that way. I don't know if CEX take this, to be honest. I can't find it on their website, but I'll have a little look. I don't have a Switch, as I've said multiple times, and we'll talk about it in another video, but can't really test this one because I haven't got the Joy-Cons to try it on, but I'm sure it's fine, so we got that. And then I've got two more Power A controllers. This time I've got Bowser and I've got this lovely gold I assume it's supposed to be one of the Mario coins is what it's trying to look like, but it's absolutely lovely. They both do have the cables as well. Unfortunately they're not Power A cables, so I can't trade these into CX because they need the Power A cables, but they do work normally with a normal cable. Somebody put, I can't test them because I ain't got a Switch, and somebody put in a comment in an old video that I could use a PC to test them. That's a really good idea because I do have one. I've got a laptop around, so I might give it a go and make sure they work. But £3 for that and those two, absolutely fantastic. I just keep picking up Switch controllers recently, which I'm not going to complain about. Absolutely love this one. I think that one's really nice. So a couple controllers there. Before I do the games, one last bit of hardware. I was amazed at this. Paid £3 for this. It's a red DS Lite. I didn't think this would work. It was just sitting on someone's pacing table, front and centre. Saw it, walked over to it. Again, this was about 10:30, this one was. Looked at it and I thought, right, this is going to be battered. Picked it up, thought, okay, nothing glaringly obvious with it. It's got the sticker as well, so CX can take it. It's got a pink stylus, but hoo-ha. It's got a charger as well with it, which again is just sitting over the corner there. I thought, I'll open it up and the screen's going to be destroyed or the hinge is going to come off or something, isn't it? Nope. Absolutely fine. £3. No idea why that was still sitting there at 10:30, but I'm not going to complain. So I was able to pick up a DS Lite for £3. Like I say, usually when I'm there early in the morning, that would get hoovered up straight away. Whether she was asking significantly more for it earlier in the day and it put people off, I don't know. And by the time I got there, she was happy just to take the £3, but DSi Lite for £3. I've already got the red one as well, so I certainly won't be keeping it, adding to my array of DS Lite, shall we say. Right. Now some games, really quick ones. So Arkham collection. Paid £2 again for this. So this is Arkham Asylum, Arkham City remastered, and then it's got Arkham Knight. It's like a download code. CX won't take it, I assume, because they can't guarantee that Arkham Knight, the download code, hasn't been used. Makes sense. However, I'm thinking I might keep all of this because I have not played Arkham Asylum, Arkham City for a very long time, and I have got a bit of an itch to go back. And I think playing the remastered, the HD version, would be a good way to experience that. So £2 for that. I didn't know this version existed. I know there's another version which has just got City and Asylum remastered on it, but absolutely fantastic to have picked that up. This one as well, I've got Wii U, Super Mario Brothers Wii U on the Wii U. There's a lot of U's in that. And it's also got new Super Luigi U as well. Already got this in my collection. £2 to pay for this. She had one or two of the games that were just Wii games, but she just had a Wii U game sitting there as well. So pick that up. Absolutely great condition. Fantastic. £2 Wii U game later on in the afternoon. Absolutely fantastic. This one I found in the DVDs. I always look and I always see the green spines, but it's usually Shrek. But this one was actually an Xbox game, and it's an OG Xbox exclusive. Stake Fortune Fighters. Don't know much about it. Can't really tell anything from the back. I'm tempted to have a little play and decide whether to keep it or not. It doesn't have a manual, unfortunately. The disc isn't in there either because I've just put it over there because I'm going to have a little test on it. But yeah, Stake Fortune Fighters. I'm not too sure on this one. I'm going to have a little play on it and see what it's like before I decide to keep it. But 50p mixed in with a load of DVDs, fantastic. Again, it's obviously been missed because it's just mixed in. So let's do this one quickly. So my first Switch game of the year, and it's a fantastic game. I don't think I have picked up any of the Switch games this year. I paid £3 for this one. Untitled Goose Game. Absolutely love this game. I've finished this game on the Xbox One. It's fantastic. You're basically a little goose that just goes around and causes havoc around this little village. You're in the gardens, in the town centre. Can't remember the plot. I think you're trying to get back to a goose pond or something. But you basically solve puzzles to open different areas of the garden, and you just terrorise this little community, basically. It's a fantastic game. It's not very long. You can't get it on Xbox One as a physical copy, but I think you can get it on PS4 and the Switch. So, again, mentioned earlier, don't have a Switch, but I'm actually tempted to keep hold of this just to have a physical copy of it, because I mean, while I've got a Switch copy in my hand, might as well keep hold of it instead of going for PS4 later down the line. I'm not entirely sure, but £3 for Untitled Goose Game, fantastic. If you haven't played it, give it a go. It's an absolutely brilliant game. So only two of the pickups. So this one, so this guy had the pacing table. He had loads of just clothes and things on the floor, and then I noticed again loads of green spines. He just sort of had it cropped up against the leg of the pasting table, so I think they weren't getting much attention because you just sort of have to look to see it. Had a load of 360 games. He said £1 each. He goes, would you take £2 for 3? He said yes. So I got these for £2. One of the games in here, absolutely fantastic. Well, they're all decent. Call of Duty Black Ops, you don't get anywhere near as much as you used to for that, unfortunately, but it's still doing all right. Tekken 6, absolutely fantastic game. Love Tekken 6. Again, you don't get a great deal for it, but again, you're not going to lose out for 3 for £2. I absolutely fan. We picked that up a good few times this year, but this one, can't believe this was sitting there. Bully Scholarship Edition, absolutely fantastic. This is like nearly a £20 game or something in CX. So the fact that that was still sitting there, again, right towards the end, this must have been about 10:30, 11:15, just sitting on the floor, no one paying it any attention. Absolutely fantastic. I've already got it in my collection, so I won't be keeping it. I will be moving that on, so we'll get a good return, good bit of voucher for that. So 3 games there for £2. Absolutely fantastic, brilliant. And then the last thing that we picked up, so there's a guy and he had some Xbox 360 games scattered on the floor, asked how much for each. He said £1 a game. Thought fantastic. This was right towards the end. This was like 11:15, 11 o'clock. We were getting ready to go. I goes, how much for the games? £1 each. Looked through, there was 3 there I wanted. I goes, I'll take these 3. Went to go give me his £3. He then goes, can I not convince you to take all of them? I was like, oh no, I'm all right, cheers mate. And he goes, not even for a £5. I was like, oh, a £5 for all of them? Yeah, go on then, I'll give you a £5 for all of them. I think he just wanted gone. I think you could see him slowly packing up. I think he'd been done for the day. So I paid £5 for this stack, and there's some decent ones in it. So first thing, Fallout New Vegas, one of my favourite games. It is now falling back down in price following the hype of when the series came out earlier in the year, but absolutely brilliant game. You've got to play that if you haven't played it. Rogue Warrior, so I have played this. This is gets a bad rep and it's very, very deserved. This has got Mickey Rourke in it, and it's just him swearing his head off throughout it, but the gameplay is terrible. I had to turn this off after about an hour and a half of playing it because it glitched out and I got stuck in a position where I just couldn't move on. It's that bad a game, but you don't see it too often. Rogue Warrior, yeah. Saints Row 2, just before the series started to go a little bit weird, that one. I have played Saints Row 2, but not for a very long time. Prince of Persia, The Forgotten Sands. I haven't played this one, but I know it's very fondly thought of. And when I look at the back does look pretty decent. I should probably give this a bit of time and have a go on this. It's in a Champions League case for some reason. But yeah, Prince of Persia, Forgotten Sands, fantastic. This is one of the ones I tried to buy for him, Guitar Hero 2. I'm terrible at Guitar Hero, but you get a good return for Guitar Hero 2 on the 360. This is another one that I was going to try to buy off him. Well, I did. Ninja Gaiden 2. Great game. I played this a couple of years ago. Hard as hell. Really struggled to play it, but a fantastic game nonetheless. It was really enjoyable, but difficult, like Dark Souls type, but not as bad. Ninja Gaiden 2, fantastic game. If you see it, this is the other one I was trying to pick up off him. Blue Dragon. Brilliant game. What came out quite early in the Xbox 360 life cycle. Akira Toriyama does the character designs as well, the guy that does Dragon Ball Z, so right up my street. Yeah, it's got quite a few discs to it as well. Oh, there's one. It's got 3 discs to it, so keep that in mind if you ever see it out and about. But yeah, get a decent return on that. Blue Dragon, fantastic game. Aliens Colonial Marines, not the best game as we all know, but it was chucked in there in the £5 deal. And again, Indiana Jones and Kung Fu Panda. It's not on the same disc. There's 2 separate discs with these, but I've already got that one in my collection as well. So went from 3 for £3 to all those for £5. Not too bad. So that's it this week. A little tiny trip. But again, I was amazed to find all this stuff and some good stuff. Switch games, DS Lites, Bully, all these stuff much later on in the car boot. Absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to do that thing. I'm going to go to CX and I'll be back in a minute. And I am back. Let's make it free. Let's take away what everything you just saw cost us. It cost £25.50. Let's take £25.50 away. That's how much we've got to get back to make it free. How did we do that? Well, we took 2 things into CX. Just took 2 things this week. The Chromecast, we got a tenner for, and the DSi Lite, we got £23 for. So CX gave us £33 for just those 2 items. So stick £33 up there, nice and easy. That's how we got it free this week. Also, while we're here, really quickly, because I keep forgetting to do it, many weeks ago, I had a refurbished Xbox 360 controller that I didn't sell in time to finish that episode that we did. It sold days after, and I just keep forgetting to add it on. Sold it for £8 on Vinted, which is how much CX would have gave me. So that's absolutely fantastic. So let's quickly chuck £8 up there just while we're here and we're doing it, just so we're all back to level. I keep forgetting to do it. Back to what we're doing. Voucher, of course I got voucher really quickly. Colonial Marines 10p, I didn't realise or I wouldn't have took it in. Indiana Jones Kung Fu Panda 120, Mario on the Wii U £5, Call of Duty Black Ops £2 on the Xbox 360 now, so that's proper dropped. Tekken 6 £3, Saints Row 2 160, Prince of Persia 140, Fallout New Vegas is down to £3 now, so that is dropping quite a bit. Bully, £12, so that was a really good one to find. Guitar Hero 2 is £4, Blue Dragon £8, and that generic DVD player, £18 on a voucher. Absolutely brilliant. So voucher total £59.30. Stick just under £60 on the voucher total. That's absolutely fantastic. Got it free, just under 60p on a voucher. Absolutely brilliant, especially for a car boot where we've shown up late and weren't expecting anything at all. That's an absolute result. I'm just going to quickly show you what we're adding to the collection then this week. Before I do that, very quickly, Rogue Warrior and Ninja Gaiden 2. They just said they're a little scratched. I don't think these 2 are particularly any more scratched than any of the others. Sometimes I just get the impression, and it might just be me, I might just be sceptical, that they just like to reject 1 or 2 things and just not take everything. That's probably me, because they do take most of the stuff most of the time. But anyway, I think they should have took them either way. Those, they can try them another week. We can try and get something off them a little later. What are we adding to the collection? Well, first thing, CX don't take this Nintendo Switch adapter for the Joy-Con, so I'll just be keeping hold of that. It might come in handy later down the line for me. Talking about the Switch, we've got a little bit of Switch here now. So we've got the 2 Switch controllers. So we've got the Bowser one and the Mario coin, I'm going to call it. Absolutely fantastic. I am going to plug these into a PC like someone suggested to make sure they work. Like I say, haven't got a Switch to test it just at the moment, but I'm sure they'll work absolutely fine. They feel great. I really like this one. I think this is probably my favourite one now. So as soon as I get a Switch and as soon as I start playing it, I think this is going to be the bad boy that I start having a go on it with whenever I need to use a control pad. So those 2 there. While we're on the topic of Switch, Untitled Goose Game, I kept it. So this officially is the first Nintendo Switch game that I am adding to my non-existent collection. It's a standalone piece at the moment, but like I say, Untitled Goose Game, fantastic game. If you haven't played it, definitely suggest giving it a go. You can get it on most systems, Xbox One, PS4 and the Switch. I'm really glad to have a physical copy. I didn't mention it either, but the artwork for this is a bit creased, but it doesn't bother me at all, to be honest with you. But yeah, if you haven't played this, give this a go. It's absolutely fantastic. So there we go, my first Switch game. There we go. Nothing to play it on, but who cares? It's there. We'll deal with that later down the line. Let's just finish the games. I only kept 2 of the games. So Stake, Fortune Fighters. It ain't great. I have played it very quickly for 5 minutes. It's hard for me to describe to you what it actually is, to be honest. It is actually one of the worst reviewed games on Metacritic for the OG Xbox, I found out. It's not great, but it is an OG exclusive. It goes for a couple of quid, so I'm going to keep it for the time being. Who knows, in the future this might go somewhere to past as new, but for right now, let's keep hold of that one. Not great, but OG exclusive, not quite uncommon to be adding, but completely different kettle of fish. Batman Arkham Collection, absolutely brilliant. Keeping all this, definitely going to have a go on Arkham Asylum on this when I get a moment. I haven't played that in years, and I think a HD remaster would be quite enjoyable. I do need to find out as well, because I haven't done it yet, whether the Arkham Knight code has been used. I'm not bothered if it has, to be honest with you, because I've got the game sitting right behind me, but fantastic thing to pick up, fantastic. The last thing, just to save this till the end, because I'm curious of this one, so I've kept hold of this, obviously, like we thought I would do, but slightly different. You'll probably notice I've already refurbished it. So it's got 2 brand new analog sticks from the spares and repairs and a back. This works absolutely fine. Turns out this is a camouflage pad for the Xbox One. They sell it for about 50 quid. Now, one thing I want to ask, so I mentioned that, you know, I can't do it without breaking the seal, and CX won't take it with a damaged analog or a broken seal, blah, blah, blah. Everyone in the comments always says to me, you can easily fix these things and not break the sticker if you try to peel it off, but I've never had a go at it. But I had a little go out of curiosity this time, and I can confirm, yeah, you can actually do it very easily. First attempt at just peeling the sticker off in the bottom corner, there's no way you'd know that that had been taken off. So peeled it off, took it out, fixed it, cleaned it, washed it, put brand new sticks on it, lined it all back up, put it back together, folded the sticker back over, and that is a perfectly working brand new pad. Now I'm just curious, so CX won't take it because the sticker's broken. It's the warranty's just got, that's nonsense. I don't even know what they call it. It's gone, isn't it? The warranty's not going to be held up, especially on some of the retro stuff now. It's just a silly rule they have. But I always think that there's a bit of a stigma around refurbished items, which I don't quite understand. So I'm just curious, if you were to go in CX and you were to buy this, and you have no idea what some random bloke has took it apart, fixed it, cleaned it, put brand new analog sticks, make sure it works, and then took it into CX, and then you find out he's done that and CX have sold it you for the normal price, would you be bothered? Would you be annoyed to return it? Or would you just say, no, I'm not buying that in the first place? Would you have to be unopened? Would you rather buy something that hasn't been opened and you're not 100% sure if it works or not, and then take it home just because it hasn't been opened? I'm just really curious. I mean, it really is just a theoretical question because I haven't took it in. It's here for me now, you know, it's quite a rare pad, so I'm keeping hold of this, fantastic. But when I was doing it, I just thought, well, I could take this in now. But then I was sort of sitting there thinking, well, is it right to do that? Because CX don't want to take it when it's been fixed. But what's wrong with doing it? What if it works fine? Or is it just a case of, I liked it, I know I fixed it, works fine, but if they start to take that in, will people that have no idea what they're doing just absolutely cause terror on the insides of these things, and then CX start selling them on? I'm not sure. Comments in the comment section. What do you think? Would you be annoyed to find out that I had fixed this, gave this to CX, and then you bought it? Or would you actually be happy to know that you bought something that works fine and someone's took the time and the effort to clean it up and make it work nice? Just curious in the comment section. It's not a question I get to ask ever really, but I am very curious of it. So that's this week. Nice brand new pad, couple games, some Switch bits, my first ever Switch game, absolutely fantastic. And it all came from a car boot, which was a sort of spontaneous little trip just to get some fresh air with the family. So I think that is an absolute result, especially with nearly 60 quid on voucher as well. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you very, very, very much for joining me. Take care of yourselves.